Long before written history as we know it began, ancient civilizations separated by oceans told the same story of a world destroyed by a flood, a catastrophe so complete it erased an entire age of humanity almost overnight. What's disturbing isn't that these stories exist, it's how similar they are. In this video, we're going to explore why ancient people believed humanity had already fallen once before, what they thought existed before the flood, and why historians still struggle to explain how these stories appeared across the ancient world. This isn't about proving anything, it's about understanding what the ancients believed and why those beliefs refuse to disappear. One of the oldest flood stories comes from ancient Mesopotamia. It was recorded in texts that predate the Bible by centuries. It describes a time when humanity angered the gods and a great deluge was sent to wipe the world clean. Only a few survived, warned in advance, preserving life, knowledge, and memory to rebuild civilization. But this story doesn't stand alone. Ancient cultures in India, China, the Americas, and the Mediterranean preserved remarkably similar flood myths, different gods, different names, but the same core idea, a world-ending flood, and survivors who carried the past into a diminished future. Historians often explain these similarities as coincidence or symbolism. Floods are common. Rivers overflow. Disaster inspires myth, but there's a problem. Many of these stories include the same unusual details, a warning given in advance, preservation of knowledge or life, a moral collapse followed by destruction, and the belief that the world afterward was lesser than before. Ancient people didn't describe progress, they described decline. To the ancient mind, the past was not primitive, it was greater. They believed earlier ages possessed longer lifespans, deeper knowledge, closer contact with the divine, and understanding that was later lost. Some traditions spoke of golden ages, others described culture heroes or god kings who taught humanity how to build, farm, and govern before vanishing from the world. The flood marked the end of that age. Modern archaeology relies on physical evidence. Ancient civilizations relied on memory, oral tradition, sacred texts, stories preserved and passed down for thousands of years. When ancient people spoke of a time before the flood, they weren't speculating, they were remembering. Historians debate whether these memories reflect real events, symbolic truths, or echoes of forgotten catastrophes. But the persistence of these stories raises an uncomfortable question. What if ancient people weren't inventing a past, but preserving fragments of one? To be clear, there is no confirmed archaeological evidence of a global advanced civilization erased in a single flood. And historians are right to be cautious. Myths grow, stories merge, time distorts memory, but skepticism doesn't erase the mystery, it only defines its limits. And even within those limits, questions remain unanswered. Why do flood myths appear in cultures that never contacted each other? Why do they describe moral collapse followed by destruction? Why do survivors always carry knowledge forward? And why did ancient civilizations believe humanity had already fallen once before? These questions don't demand belief. They demand curiosity. Whether these stories describe a real forgotten civilization or symbolic memories of humanity's vulnerability, one thing is clear. The ancient world believed history was not a straight line forward, but a cycle of rise, collapse, and rebirth. And if they were right, then the greatest chapters of human history may lie not ahead of us, but buried beneath time and forgotten by the world that came after.